that wheat that's real tall, it's not gonna like that. Now that short wheat yet,
Yeah.
that'll be okay, I think. That tall wheat's gonna, that might take a toll.
Go put a big blanket on it.
Let it snow.
Turn on the center pivots and that way it keeps watering it. As long as it's getting water, it's fine.
I got the water, but I don't have the center pivot. Can you sell that purse quick?
Oh, okay.
Huh? Oh, I mean, not if they're running, they won't, no. But yeah, if you could put water over top of that wheat when it's this cold, it'd be perfectly fine. But fortunately, it doesn't happen. Guess it's time, huh?
Yep, it's time. The meeting of the Board of Ellis County Commissioners will now come to order. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Bobby, you can call the roll.
Commissioner Dean Hazelhorst,
Present.
Commissioner Chair Butch Schreier,
Present.
Commissioner Neil Younger.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Okay. And the order of business tonight, we will have one executive session. Prior minutes, did you gentlemen get a chance to read prior minutes from April 12th?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Very efficient on Bobby's part. They were out the next day.
Yes, they were.
One thing off my plate.
That's right. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
then the minutes will stand as submitted. Do I hear a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, items A through G.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Any issues from persons not on the order of business? Don't believe so. Monthly department report. Did you have any comments, fellow commissioners?
Very, very thorough as usual.
Interesting report.
Yeah.
Okay, our next item is Fort Hays University update. Tisa?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me tonight. I really want to start by saying thank you for your service to the county. You know, public service is so important, and I know that you put your hearts into it, and it's not always popular, but it's important, and so I want to thank you for your leadership to our county. I thought I'd start a little bit with a COVID update, just kind of recapping what we've been through and where we're headed. I want to start with a hearty thank you for the CARES Act dollars. We received $209,000 from Ellis Cares, and that helped us provide hotel isolation expenses. So when our students were sick from the residence halls and had to be isolated, they went to a hotel with exterior doors, and that was really helpful. And also we were able to use that money to provide food vouchers to them. We had teams that drove them out, took care of them, but our ability to gain that money to help not only with our university maintain it open, but utilize it by also spurring on the economy and spending it locally was really great. The other thing that we spent the money on was supporting the Sternberg online program development. So we're very grateful. We spent every single penny that you gave us, and so I'm here to say thank you, and it made a difference. I wanted to kind of go back a little bit and talk about our financial strategies and how we focused on keeping our community strong. Way back a year ago in March, when all of a sudden there was an urgency to shut down the campus, I wanted to make sure that you were aware that when we sent our students home, any student that was employed on campus and all of our employees, whether they could perform their job or not, received full salary payment, including our students to summer. Because again, we wanted to keep their wallet strong so that they could keep our economy strong. From the beginning until this moment, Fort Hays State has not had any furloughs or any layoffs or any loss of position due to COVID-19. KU, K-State, Emporia State, and Pitt State all cut positions, And according to the Chronicle of Higher Education, 12% of jobs in higher education were lost in 2020, with more to come in 2021. Because of the support of the county, the city, the community at large, Fort Hays continues to be a strong institution, and we've not had to make these type of decisions. I also once again want to shout out and say thank you for the support of Jason Kennedy, who has worked with us on everything from press releases in alignment with the county to access to vaccinations when some of the other institutions weren't getting them at that point, and has been part of my external advisory board along with Hays Med officials. His advice and support has been invaluable in helping us lead the university. Also, with a strong focus on keeping our community strong, Fort Hays State was the only region institution that never altered its academic calendar. Our students took all breaks as scheduled, including spring break. In May, we will return to an in-person commencement. We'll have 4 ceremonies trying to spread people out. But as we've already announced to our campus, on June 1, we are rolling back to all pre-COVID-19 policies and practices. So June 1, we will be official. People will no longer be working remotely. We've already unlocked all our building doors and taken down directional signs and stairwells. Summer classes, the few that happen on campus, will be back at full capacity. There won't be the distancing. Fall 2021 will be on campus as normal, unless, of course, things change. But we're excited to embrace our students, have them back engaging in this community, and learning well and being part of our team. We did suffer from an enrollment perspective a little bit of what we will call a blip, and it'll take us a couple years, we know, to get back to it. So I've put in your places this brochure, and if you look it up, you can see that our enrollment was still over 15,000 students. But to be honest with you, we were down about 300 students on campus this fall, and we are working. We think it'll take us about 2 years to get up that, and we've got a strategic plan to continue to grow the campus. Ideally, we want to hit 5,000 on-campus students in Hays, America. We're down about 425 students in China, and as you know, our international and our online programs help provide additional resources to keep Fort Hays accessible and affordable to all students. We're also down about 150 online students. We heard from our online students that a lot of them are adult working people. When they had to take care of the children's education at home and take on additional responsibilities, that something had to go. We are doing a comeback program, scholarshiping people who will jump right back in online with us, and so far we're seeing success for that for fall. Still, we had over 15,000 students at Fort Hays State University, which is a remarkable story, and we had a record retention rate of 78%. So 78% of our freshmen who were with us fall returned this fall. Our biggest winner has been online graduate students with an increase of 90 students, and out of the last 10 years, 9 of those years, we've had an increase in graduate enrollment. Our biggest loser has been online transfer students, so we are working with that population as well. And what's very difficult is that we continue to have a record number of students graduate, which is phenomenal. That's what our goal is. Last year, we graduated 4,100 students. So when you think about our campus being about 4,100, we wipe them all out and start all over again the next year. So it's a challenge, but it's one we're up to. We are planning for flat on-campus enrollment this fall, and then to start building, and hopefully we'll be back and start exceeding those goals to get to that 5,000 in the next 2 years. Just so you know, and I know you're very familiar with Fort Hays State, but I thought just a couple of highlights from our tuition revenue. 49%, as you can see in this brochure, is from our online students, 14% international, 37% on campus. And the state funding model provides 24% of our budget, while 41% of our revenue comes from tuition and fees, just to kind of give you that perspective. I also brought along, and again, I know you're very familiar with Fort Hays State and our impact, but we did update, we're doing this every other year, our economic impact study for the area. And as you can see, even though our economic impact study in 2018 demonstrated a contribution of more than $233 million for Ellis and the 4 surrounding counties, the pandemic did have a negative effect, reducing our economic benefit to $188 million by the first methodology in 2020. But again, we are continuing to produce a critical advantage for our 5 counties. Also wanted just to take a moment to mention again our campus construction. Over the past 5 years, we have built or renovated 8 facilities, investing an upward of $100 million. Those projects include the use of local contractors, and we can estimate about $76 million was related to local contractor involvement. And one of the things that I've been hearing a lot anecdotally through some of our city and our county groups is that they're a little frustrated that our students aren't getting employed in the community businesses as much. We don't know if that's really anecdotal, if there's a reality. So the Docking Institute, starting this year, is going to start doing a student employment survey to see how they're servicing our local businesses in terms of providing some of that labor and getting some trend data so we can better understand that. And of course, as you know, we're really excited that this year we will be announcing a very successful, bold, aggressive Journey campaign of $100 million. That announcement will come as we are over $90 million at this point at homecoming, I believe. Those dollars are helping us with scholarships, again, affordability and access, building construction, and events. We have a lot of events, as you know, from football, high school, state wrestling. Hopefully we'll start having more encore that drive local revenue, such as the hotels, restaurants, and shopping. Again, I want to recognize that I know that this isn't new information, but sometimes it's a good opportunity to pause and be reminded of how thankful we are to be part of this community and some of the contributions we're making. So again, I'm happy to stand for questions about the university. Just thought it would be great. This is my first time at your meeting, so I'm really honored to be invited and happy to come at any time, formally or informally, if you would like some information on the university.
So over in China, I'm just curious, how many of your students in China are online and how many come to class?
That's a difficult question to answer because China has also dealt with COVID. So they want face-to-face, but we have had to convert some of our classes online. Also, when this broke last year, our faculty were on break. So you know our faculty live there and teach there face-to-face. Getting them back into China has been very problematic. We will not be making a graduation commencement trip this May. I may be traveling in November if things are open, and probably going with the Kansas Department of Commerce, because they'll be celebrating our sister state relationship, and so I think we might try and talk about not only business and the economy with some of our China partners, but also continue to drive our conversation around education.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tisa, I've heard through the media that some of the universities in Kansas and throughout this country are going to require the vaccine for students as we get into the next school year. Is Fort Hays looking at anything like that?
We are not. We are looking at it like the flu vaccine. I know some of the universities are requiring it now. Others are saying, well, if FDA approves it, then we'll require it. We are not requiring it for housing. We are not requiring it for enrollment. We are not requiring it. We think people have a choice, and thanks again to Jason's work, everybody, at least for our faculty and staff who wanted to have it, had plenty of opportunity to get it. We'll continue to make it available for anyone who wants it.
Good. Commissioner Younger, do you have any questions?
I'd just like to thank you for coming and sharing all that with us. I do like the idea of you wanting to come back either quarterly or whatever works, just to keep us all informed as a community. That would be nice. Other than that, thank you.
I would embrace that as well. There's a lot of groups, and so trying to get out as best as I can, and sometimes I miss some, but very grateful for your invitation and happy to come back at any time.
'Cause
So
that-
thank you.
That college keeps us going.
Absolutely.
Keeps our community going.
And it's a two-way street. Our college cannot be successful if the community doesn't embrace us like you do.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Yep, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And again,
Tisa.
thank you for your service.
Okay, our next agenda item is the EMS grant. Jason?
Good evening, Commissioners. Jason Kennedy, Ellis County Health Services Director. I'll start off by reiterating what Tisa said, but it's been great being a part of that group as a proud 4-Day State alumni. It was nice to be a part of their planning group and to see how they work to really protect their, really the residents of Ellis County, their students, their staff. It was really nice to be able to support them in that and be able to get them vaccines. We actually recently, we were supposed to have a Johnson & Johnson vaccine site at 4-Day State that was organized with actually the staff of the health department and FHSU's student health. Obviously, Johnson & Johnson has been on pause, so we weren't able to offer that to their student population, but it's been nice to be a part of that and work with them, so it's been a good partnership. What you see before you tonight is I'm asking for your guys' consideration in acceptance of this grant to purchase and then additional CIP funding to purchase replacement video laryngoscope devices for our ambulances. We currently have 7 devices, one on each of our ambulance units. What these are is essentially a video laryngoscope, has a little screen on it. We're able to actually go down, visualize the trachea, pass a breathing tube through the trachea to help patients breathe. These video devices show significant improvement in first pass success rates, which obviously if you're having difficulty breathing and we need to secure your airway, we want to be good at it and we want to be right the first time. The devices we currently have are around 10, they're over 10 years old. We're starting to have issues with breakage of them, with really just usability. The newer devices have better field of view, they have better features, and they really are a superior device. I applied for this CRAFT grant. They have approved us for $6,100 in funding, and then we would have to put in an additional $9,800 of CIP funds to complete the 7 devices. Do you guys have any questions about that or any questions for me?
Well, looks like a good deal, Jason. Thanks for applying.
It is an important piece of equipment. Like you say, your first try is your best try.
Yeah, and unfortunately, some patients, your first try is your only try. So it's one of those things where we need to have the right equipment. We need to look at replacement on equipment too to make sure that it's up to date and it's all working for us.
Absolutely.
I like the idea too, because we've got a great facility, so why let it run down on something like this? Keep everything up and keep everybody in good health, and yep, I like it.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion, I move to accept the grant in amount of $6,100.98 with a match of $9,867.38 for the purchase of 7 new McGrath video laryngoscope or Ellis County EMS.
Good job.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jason.
I feel
Thank
bad,
you.
Neil, until Jason said how you pronounce it. I was sitting over there thinking, okay, is that a laryngoscope or who is that thing?
I had to ask my wife, so.
Okay, County Administrator report. Darren.
Good evening, Commission. Darren Myers, County Administrator. I have one quick question, which I sent the Commission an email earlier today. DSNWK, as the Commission is aware, requested us to hold their 2021 subsidy request due to the fact that they were receiving additional federal dollars from the different CARES and COVID money that they received. I did get an email request today that they are, in fact, going to need those funds. That would have been dispersed at the beginning of the year in January. They want us to go ahead and disperse the first payment within our next voucher period of $25,000, and then come July, when we make the second disbursement, the other 50% of their funds to release those as well as planned. And I just wanted to bring it to the commission. I know it's an approved budget item already, but just so the commission was aware that they would like to have that funding dispersed, and given your blessing to do so.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to do it if they need it.
Yep, definitely,
Yeah.
get it done.
Okay,
Agreed.
I'll have the clerk's office process it next week,
2 weeks.
2 weeks. And I believe that was all I had.
Okay. County Commission reports. Commissioner Younger.
I too went to the 30/30 deal in Waukene. Very interesting. A lot of people. And they actually said that was the biggest one. I know you said that they had it up in Lincoln County. Something we need to stay on top of. But there was some representatives there. They actually got hit pretty hard from the public, so, which is a good thing, and I'm glad all the people did show up from Hayes and the other counties. Shows a lot of good support for all of our communities around, so. After that, I've had a lot of, with the road tour things, I've had a lot of people call. We do have excellent roads in Ellis County, and I found that out myself just by talking to a lot of the people. There's a lot of compliments out there, from the operators to new hires. It's excellent. I was very, very pleased. From I think I only had one person that was kind of negative, but other than that, out of 20, that's not bad. So other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. Commissioner Hazelhorse.
Nothing overly exciting. Going to Topeka tomorrow and Wednesday for a KAC, our annual board meeting that we have, so I'll be down there for that. And also on Friday, I have a K-Works meeting on, Zoom meeting on Friday. They haven't went back to in person yet. And other than that, I guess my week was fairly boring. I did go to my first opera in my entire lifetime of 57 years. That was really cool for those that's ever been to the opera. That was the neatest thing I've ever been to.
Where was that at, Dean?
Here in Hayes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never had been to that, and I just said, let's go. So we went, and I was really amazed. Our talent we have in Ellis County is amazing, so it was pretty cool.
Absolutely. And I did receive a lot of correspondence from people this past week regarding that 30/30 lamb bread.
Mm-hmm.
And it is something the commission's got to stay on top of and see what we can do about that
I know we
too.
got an email from Mr. Jeter this afternoon, but I apologize, I haven't read it yet, so.
Yeah, I went through it.
Some background
Yeah.
information, which was all new to me. I'd
Mhm.
never heard of it before.
Right.
Originated in 1984, so it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, executive session.
I move the Board of County Commissioners recess into executive session under the following exemption to the Kansas Open Meeting Act pursuant to a attorney-client privilege exemption. Subject to be discussed during executive session is right-of-way acquisition. Those to attend are the Board of County Commissioners, Mr. Bill Jeter and Mr. Darren Myers, County Administrator. Second.
I'll second it.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
You always want them short and sweet, and now you lock us out.
But you know what, next time, I don't even, I think that's the only way I can do that.
Oh.
If it's up to you.
I think we're gonna have to look for a new clerk, I don't know. Keeps
Hey,
locking
Al.
us out. Keeps locking us
I
out.
heard that.
And no further business, the meeting will adjourn at 5:44.